Hey, how's it going, everybody? If you're new here, welcome in. And if you've been here before, smash that like button, because today we are talking about 5 of my favorite button lock knives released in 2024 that won't break the bank, starting with the QSP Unicorn. Now, there is a ton to love with the QSP Unicorn, whether it's the straight back blade, this beautiful cutting geometry, which is accentuated by a nice wide factory edge bevel, not something that you see super common from factory knives. However, it definitely has it. It also has this beautiful two-tone G10 finish, which is nice because even if you don't like purple, you can get it in all black, you can get it in black and green. Honestly, there's a lot of options, and I'll make sure to link down to all of these in the description down below. Moving on, it's got a reversible pocket clip, making this very nice. Whether you are a lefty or a righty, both can use it equally well. Everyone can rejoice. It is extremely well balanced and not terribly heavy despite its full-size stature. It fits rather well in the hand. Even in a reverse grip, you can cap off nicely here on the tail end of that handle scale. And in a regular grip, it fits really well too. Even though there is not a finger choil, you can easily trigger pull that and get some nice controlled cutting done. This is coming around the $50 price point, and I think that everyone should experience this, especially considering that it has probably what I would consider to be the best detent for a plunge lock knife out of this whole group. It also has this deployment hole right there, which is great for reverse flicking or for regular thumb flicking as well. It makes this nice clicky sound once it engages. Check this out. There's a lot to love here on the QSP Unicorn. Let me know what you think about it in the comments section down below. Next up, we have the CJRB Bowie Pyrite. Now, they've done a couple of different variations of the Pyrite. This one features the Bowie style blade, of course, inspired by Jim Bowie's Bowie knife, and it looks fantastic. It's also a Pyrite that has multiple deployment options. You have a double-sided thumb stud, and then of course you also have this fuller, which is great for reverse flicking. Balance on this one is great as well, and for the materials, we're looking at AR RPM 9, which is their in-house spray form steel, as well as this beautiful black wash steel handle scale. If this is not your vibe, the good news is that they do make these with a couple different material types, so make sure to check them out in case you really enjoy this blade shape. Otherwise, this knife embodies the classic CJRB Pyrite, so if that's something that you enjoy, you're definitely going to enjoy this one too, and it's personally my favorite Pyrite that they've come out with to date. Next, we couldn't talk about button locks that don't break the bank here in 2024 without talking about Vosteed. Now, Vosteed has released a number of really great knives this year, and this one is also no exception. Vosteed really went for beauty in symmetry with the corgi design, and the sheep's foot style blade is, of course, new here for 2024. Check this out. The button lines up with the pivot, which also lines up with this pocket clip insert, which is, of course, for a fully reversible pocket clip. Lefties will rejoice. It also has this beautiful titanium insert right here, T8 pivot, T8 body screw, and guys, I think that the sheep's foot version personally looks the best out of both options. If you're not a fan of the blue micarta, you can of course get it in a different color as well, and I think that for the money, you absolutely will not be disappointed. 14C28 blade with micarta handle scales. This one is definitely one that I think everyone needs to check out at least once. Next up, we've got the Kaiser Banish, designed by Jacob Lundquist. We're talking $45-50 for this guy. 154 cm blade, black micarta handle scales, and what I would consider to be quite possibly the best front flipper plunge lock action that I've ever experienced. It's not a big knife. This will actually fit in the fifth pocket of your jeans, making it extremely carry friendly. But because there's not much detent going on here on this design, this shortened front flipper makes it so you can rocket the blade out with extreme pressure, and I actually enjoy that quite a lot. It's kind of a sway back design that Jacob Lundquist is known for, but this one works very well. And given the material composition and the quality of Kaiser's manufacturing, of course, with T8 body screws and a T8 pivot, for just under 50 bucks, I don't think you can go wrong at all with the Kaiser Banish. But if you love button locks, you absolutely have to check this one out. Let me know what your thoughts on the Kaiser Banish is in the comment section down below. Last but not least, this is the Vostede Hedgehog. Now, you might be thinking, what the hell, man? You were just talking about knives in the $50 to $70 price range. This is a $130 knife. However, it won't break the bank, specifically if you're looking for a button actuated compression lock. This is the only knife out of the entire lineup that does not in fact utilize a plunge lock design. If you are looking for something more robust, and if you are a fan of the compression lock, but maybe you don't want to spend the 150, 180, 200 bucks that Spydercos with compression locks are typically costing these days, especially if you want the smock, this could be a great option. Not only does it fit in the fifth pocket just like the Kaiser Banish, but it will also allow you to get a full choked up 4-finger grip without issue, without fuss, without muss. This is a great utility cutting knife. It has what I would consider to be a harpoon sheep's foot or a modified sheep's foot, or I don't know, but it looks freaking cool. You absolutely have to give Vostede the roses on this one because they came out with a couple different variations. This one has the black frag pattern micarta handle scales with a stonewash and directional satin finish on the blade. But if you wanted something that might look a little bit different, you could also get this one. This is their Sonic the Hedgehog version, which has the blue and black G-mask as handle scales, and then of course a bidirectional two-tone satin finish on the blade. Warning on this one, while the blade looks great when it's cleaned, it does pick up fingerprints pretty easily. So if you're trying to avoid ending up on the next episode of Law & Order, maybe go with the one that has the stonewash finish. However, if you like the G-Mascus a little bit more than the micarta, you can't go wrong with either. They both feature a reversible deep carry pocket clip, single-sided captive pivot, and some extremely good smooth ergos. This one I've carried quite a lot, and I can tell you that it's really good for your everyday cutting tasks. And of course, if you want something with a more reliable lock than a regular plunge lock design, look no further than the Vostede Hedgehog. At 130 bucks, you get G10 or micarta with an S35 VN blade. I can highly recommend the Vostede Hedgehog. But let me know which one is your favorite in the comment section down below. Do you like the Hedgehog or maybe the Bowie Pyrite? Are you a big fan like me of the QSP Unicorn or possibly the Vostede Corgi? And last but not least, is your fifth pocket getting filled up by this Kaiser Banish? Let me know in the comment section down below. And by the way, if you want to watch more awesome knife and EDC content, make sure to click on one of the videos that pops up next.